Mamma mia! Mamma mia!
Nope. Nope.
Mamma mia!
from Retro Gaming Asylum. Welcome to Game Masters.
New year, new day, and I shock my partner and I say, because it's a new year, we are here on the 7th of January. I quit.
Why? He literally just told me he's quitting, he's retiring, he's done.
I'm retiring.
And then,
I'm done. I'm throwing in the towel.
Yeah, and then he had me all pixelated. I blame him.
Well, I just had to show, how it is. Things change, right? Are you scared of change? You're the one that titled the show, Scared of Change.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were going to say about it, and here you are dropping some bombshells on me that you're quitting, you're retiring, you're out, you're peacing out, you're gone. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Well, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight, I think. Low carbs in the chat room. What's
howdy.
up? Just for those that are joining, I'm not quitting. It's just a little inside joke because we've been going back and forth over the holiday, right? There's been a lot of stuff going on that we've been seeing throughout the gaming space that we're just kind of like, wow, like so many people thrown in the towel, right? I mean, it's like not just thrown in the towel, but I think changing focus, would that be a better way to put it?
Yeah, because like throwing in the towel makes it sound like they're gone, they're done, their channels are kaput. That's what you have me thinking. I was a little scared. I was like, wait a second, is this just gonna be me? Are you peacing out and gone? Like what? What is going on here?
Well, okay, so let's kind of. So tonight, guys, we don't have any fancy videos or anything. We've both been burning the candle at both ends this week, with work and getting the Christmas decorations and stuff down, and some other things that came up. And Brandy's been burning the candle both ends. She's had a lot of overtime that she's been doing, so she hasn't really even. I don't even think you got a video out this year yet.
Oh no, I've gotten a bunch. I am multitasking.
But you haven't gotten it out. You might have it done, but you don't have it out.
Oh no, they're out.
Are they out? Then I must have missed it.
There's a couple, and then there's one I think scheduled already for tomorrow, and then there's another one that I might just push and post for the weekend too.
Okay.
I got a lot going on. What is sleep? I don't really know.
That's what I was gonna say. So like I got my one video out today. If you didn't see it, go, or was it today or yesterday? It was auto scheduled. Was it today? I had it edited a couple days ago, and I told Brandy, I was like, "You're never gonna guess what I'm doing right now." And she says, "What?" I said, "I'm editing a video." And she goes, "No." So this was my first video in almost a month of taking a break. Nice. But like I said, we don't have a lot of fancy videos to show you or a community, but we wanted to talk about what's going on. I think the first thing we should discuss is the big trend that we've seen. A lot of console gamers are jumping ship to become PC gamers. The reason I want to bring this up is I don't know if anybody's been following this, and the only reason I'm bringing this up because I've been following it because of this reason. My kids for Christmas, they wanted a gaming PC, and I've been working hard, putting money aside, so I got both kids a desktop. That was their big Christmas gift, was a gaming PC rig. They had some laptops, but they wanted a gaming a desktop. So it's got like the 5060 Ti graphics card, and for those that don't really follow that, that's usually like a $500 graphics card. But but the package came fairly, I don't want to say cheap, but inexpensive when it comes to all that. So this is, I'm going to pull this up here. This was actually my daughter's setup with her clouds.
Very nice.
We got her set up. Look at, she's even got a Lego cat.
I was going to say, look at that Lego cat.
That her boyfriend, actually, wait a second. That's the old one. So there's a story behind this. So I ended up finding a better one. We took that one back. Hang on. This is the better one. And so she's got the, with the 5060 Ti from NVIDIA in there. She had to put her little Simba in there because there was room inside the chassis of the PC for it. And then we've got a little Discord monitor that's on the side, and the microphone. Remember the microphone last year that I showed that I'm supposed to review? She's using it there. We're gonna test it. So she's all decked out with her clouds and her gaming setup, and
very nice.
I think my son's. I want to say. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull my son's up. His is similar. I think I got a shot of it. Yeah, we just didn't do. He wasn't all about it. So he has the same type of monitor, but his is on the floor with his desktop. So he's all we were running it. He's like, Dad, you don't need to show it. So I was like, okay, well, I snuck a picture anyways. My point in going, so my kids have been following a lot. Well, my son has. He's been following a lot when it comes to the gaming PC, and this is why I'm bringing this up for the folks in the chat room. I don't know if you knew it, but because of AI, NVIDIA is getting out of the consumer business of building these graphics cards that are like the 5060, the 5090, the real high end. I'm sure, Brandy, you even know that the graphics cards that everybody talks about for gaming PCs are expensive.
Yeah, I know they're expensive. Don't ask me more than that.
Stupid $3,000 or something. Okay, so what NVIDIA just announced is we're not doing any more like that. CES is here. We're not doing it. Instead, we're going to remanufacture a 5-year-old graphics card, which is a 3090. That's all modern gamers today need. That's what they said. Then Asus, another PC company, came out and they said, well, we're going to pick up the slack where NVIDIA is not producing the graphics cards. We're going to make graphics cards. Because then all you have is AMD. AMD is the only other one person making graphics cards. I'm saying this because there's also a RAM shortage. Okay? So to build a PC gaming desktop, let's say you want 32 gigs of RAM, you're going to spend, close to $500-$600 for that. So now the pressure comes back on consoles. People are like, well, maybe all these gamers now are going to come back to consoles. But Brandy, did you see the news where they said modern consoles, Xbox and the new PlayStation 6 may not come out until 2030 because of the RAM shortage?
Isn't that wild? That's pretty crazy.
So my question to you, as well as the folks in the chat room, everybody's jumping on the bandwagon of these games. Is this going to stifle game development to the point where they can't keep pushing the envelope? Because if you can't get a bigger graphics card for your console or your PC, what are you going to do?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But I do know one thing, whether or not more consoles come out and all that, I do know not everyone will switch over to PC gaming. I do know there's always going to be console gamers. There's always going to be people who want physical media stuff. There's always going to be people that are willing to try different things, whether they're consoles and they switch over to PC. And there's always going to be people who are PC all the way. So I don't know. I feel like there's always going to be people who do different things.
Do you think it's a bad thing if the consoles don't get made until 2030? I know me and Daniel were talking about this, my son, and he's like, man, we really don't need a console until 2030. I mean, the PS5, I feel like, is just starting to get some steam. Xbox lost steam, but it really needs to catch some steam. And frankly, we're coming up in 6 months. We're coming up on the year anniversary of the Switch 2 launch. What's everybody?
I feel like people don't even have it still. I mean, I finally just got one. I haven't opened the box yet, but...
All right, so you just got one. You haven't even opened the box yet. What does that say about... No, I'm being serious here. So what does that say about the console, right? Because if there's a game that you were just dying to play, like remember with the Switch 1, you would have had it open and played by now.
It's crazy, too, because I've been playing my Switch 1 more, and I know I could just play the Switch 2.
Stephanie's listening, and she's going to take it back. She's going to kick your butt.
Pretty much. It's still in a box. I also bought the analog for the N64. I haven't opened that yet. There's too much. I have went a little crazy, and things need to change, okay? Let me tell you. Things need to change, because, well, I probably bought over 50 games in the past, not even month.
And you haven't played any of them?
Well, I've went through a couple things, but I haven't played everything fully. No. It's too much. I don't know what happened.
Well, so people were asking me, actually, Dr. Scott, he reached out to me and he was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing a collab video, and I wanted to see if you wanted to be in it. It's about the gaming, your most favorite gaming gift that you got for Christmas this year? And I said, well, unfortunately, I can't be a part of that video then. He says, well, why? I said, because I didn't get anything gaming for Christmas. I didn't even ask for it. My wife, she asked me what I want. I got stuff that I don't normally ask for, because that's what I wanted, And my wife and Scott was just like, oh, he's like, there's always room for gaming stuff. To be honest, the only thing I ordered gaming over the whole 2 weeks break that we were off was the Virtual Boy. I pre-ordered that, the $99 for the Switch 2. That's the only thing I did, and that was just because I don't have a Virtual Boy at all.
Wow.
And it's hard to find, and it's hard to find in good shape and in a box and stuff. So I did pre-order that, but that's it. I mean, I really have not, I haven't bought anything, and I'm starting to be a little bit more selective now. We were just going to talk about this off air. I was like,
I know, it's
like, all right, I'm going to give a shout out right now to RNG Gamer. I mean, I don't know the guy personally. Okay, I've seen him at a couple conventions. He posted a video, man, that I was just like if somebody could really like read my mind about what I was thinking, but yet was too scared to post a video because I was afraid people like, oh, you're Mr. Negativity and oh, blah, 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 blah. He hit the nail on the head. Like, I stopped and thought about it. Like, we're buying games that are 30, 40, and sometimes 50 years old.
Yeah.
For hundreds and thousands of dollars, Brandy, just to have in a collection because of a man-made price. We don't know if we'll ever recoup that money.
Yeah. I mean, I really honestly, I think the time to sell was during COVID, like the pandemic. Like, there's some things I just don't know if they're going to hold their value. And there's like a lot of things where I just don't know if the market's going to be there in the future. Like, we see it now with like video game stores. Without Pokemon cards, these video game stores are like tanking and they're dropping off. But
even the Pokemon cards are tanking price-wise.
But without like multiple niches, and there are no like true game stores. Like, look at GameStop. Like, they have Funko Pops. They have
it's a pop culture store.
They have clothing. Yeah, it's pop culture stuff. Like, everywhere you go, it's like they have to dabble into other things because they cannot be one true like facet. They have to be multiple things. And that's just kind of how it is. And yeah, prices are insane, but at the same time they have kind of dipped a little bit. And look at like the Atari stuff. Like, remember when that was really, really collectible and selling for whatever, and now we go to like certain game conventions in Ohio and people are just like offloading their Atari stuff that they once collected. And I don't know, it's like some things will be collectible, limited editions, kiosks, displays, promo items, but other things, I just don't know if they're going to still be as collectible with emulation and easier access to games.
And that's why I think we wanted to have this discussion today with everybody, because things are changing. We were joking around at the beginning like we're quitting and stuff like that, but I'll be honest, I went through a phase a little bit before where I did want to quit. I wanted to sell everything. What's that?
It was just a phase, right?
Well, I hope so. Well, no, because here's the thing. I am very, like, I don't want to say I'm frivolous with my money, because I'm not. I like to be smart with my money. And when I was younger, I was very frivolous with my money, but I also I don't want to keep buying things that are just like a waste of money. Like,
it's only a waste if you think of it that way.
No, but what I mean is in a waste of money. Like, let's put it this way. My son and my daughter have zero interest in retro. My son's like, he's like, Dad, I don't think I want to collect retro anymore. It's just not worth it. Maybe he's going through a phase, whatever. And I'm like, hey, you don't have to collect it just because I'm collecting it. So what does that say? Now I'm in the same boat that you're in. What do you do with it? You're collecting it. You're just going to give it away to somebody?
Pretty much.
I mean, really, that's kind of where we're at with it, right? So
I know everyone goes through this. I just made like a video too, like a while ago, like the stages of collecting, like rinse, repeat, like collect, rinse, repeat. Like
yeah.
it's like the same thing. It's like everyone goes through this. They start collecting everything. Then they start honing in on something specific. Then they start trading and selling. And then they like start focusing on something else. Then they debate if they want to stay in it or get out of it. Like it's just everyone goes through those things. And I mean it's not just with games and stuff too. I mean,
but I enjoy it. I do
collection.
I don't collect it for the money. I collect it for, if anything, the only reason I have to collect for the money is because some of the games that I need to finish certain collections are so stupid expensive.
Yeah.
I've got some Christmas money I never spent. I've been debating on getting a Neo Geo, but I've also been debating about buying other things. So I'm kind of sitting here and I'm like, I want to make sure, like with buying certain things, that I'm adding to the collection. You know, over COVID, you mentioned it was a good time to sell. I don't think so. I think the prices on everything, it was a good time to buy during COVID because I got stuff dirt cheap over COVID. And nowadays, going to Goodwill, because there's so many people out there doing game collecting videos, Goodwill has caught on to it. That's why they have a Goodwill store now. And
yeah, so most of them, they send it to headquarters. I think it's like the Chesapeake one.
All of them,
whatever.
all of them send it. So you'll never find good games anymore on the floor, not like I used to. And so, game hunting, in all essence of it, unless you're going to yard sales and things like that, or swap meets, and even swap meets are overpriced. Game hunting, for all intents and purposes, is dead in the wild, unless you're in an area where they're stupid.
Yeah, you have to, like, I live in like big cities. Like there's plenty of big cities around me, so I still get lucky at thrift stores and I still get lucky on Facebook Marketplace. But I will say, like, yard sales, people literally map them out like the night before. And you could go to a yard sale. Like I went to a yard sale once and I was looking in the games and I got lucky. I was like the first person there. I got there a half hour before they said that they were going to open it up. And I waited until the lady like put all the stuff down. And then I remember going over to like the box of games, and then literally some guy came up as I was getting ready to buy the box. And he's like, "You got any games?" And then the lady was like, "Oh, she's buying them now." And he was like trying to offer more. And it's like they get so competitive and people literally camp out at these like old ladies' houses just to like vulture attack the games. So I don't even like going to yard sales in my area because there's too many people who they map it all out, they hit multiples, and they're just so aggressive.
Yep.
And it's vicious. And same with Facebook Marketplace. If you don't reply back within 3 minutes, I can guarantee that that item is already gone. It's already sold. The person's already on the way. And there's times where I miss out. And then there's times where I meet someone and they go, "You're the one who's getting all the deals before me." And, you know, then I feel like I'm like personally attacked, like, because I had one guy, I was buying Ninja Turtle stuff from him, and he's like, "It's always you. I always ask the people," and they go, "Oh yeah, it was this girl collector." And he's like, "I know it's you. It's always you." And I don't think it's necessarily dead. I just think you have to put in a lot more time and effort and work to get the items. Like you literally have to go to the thrift store every day. If you don't go every day, you're not guaranteed to find anything. So like,
yeah, but some of this stuff is not even making the floor. The manager was even telling me, like, they're sending, the only thing they're putting out on the floor, he told me, were like the dance games and the sports games. Everything else gets sent back because they don't know the value of it there in the store. Pawn shops are another ones that are becoming more and more savvy with it. Like I remember 2019, 2020, we could go to pawn shops, Brandy, and you could find games. Like I would sit there and I'd have $500 worth of games and I'd only be paying $20. Yeah. And now you can't do that because they've gotten smart because of us, the YouTubers. This is where you can blame us. All these game hunting videos that you see, all the people that have done it ahead of time. That's why you see guys like Retro Rick and other people get out of doing the game hunting videos because it's too impossible to do content for that now. I mean, you still do some, right?
Yeah, like I do some. I actually have a new series that I want to start. But it'll have to be after all these videos. I'm just trying to figure out how I can realistically like continue that series and it not die off super quick. I talked about it with you about how I've never seen anyone else do a series.
Yeah, don't
like
say
that.
nothing about it.
I won't, because people will steal that idea.
Yep.
They will. But I want it to be entertaining. I don't want it to just be like a one-off type of thing. I want it to like literally be a thing. And
yeah,
it's going to like cost a lot of time, money, and effort from me. But I think it'll be worth it because I want to help type of thing. So we'll kind of see how that goes, but I need more scores, obviously to get into film. And I mean, maybe that'll help when it comes to like convention season with like trading and things like that, but I don't know. I'm in like this weird, like, I wouldn't say it's like a funk or anything. It's just like trying to pivot, trying to do different things, trying to do things that I haven't seen before. And I have all these ideas, but it's just trying to get them to like come to life. And I want things to be different because I don't want it to be the same thing. Everyone knows if you go to Goodwill or a different type of thrift store, because I have other thrift stores than Goodwill, and you see Silent Hill and it's listed for $2, obviously you buy it.
Yeah.
And then obviously you can sell it or trade it. It's like common sense. Like, obviously it's a great score. Obviously people still find that stuff.
Well,
but it's like, what else? What other content? What else can you bring like to the table other than look at me, look at my collection, look at all this? Like, that's why I try to find the weird things like that I didn't even know existed.
So I want to touch on here what Daryl's saying. He's like, game hunting isn't dead.
Mm-hmm.
Just needs to be in the right place.
Yeah.
In my area, it's dead. Like, and I don't know if it's just because there's not as many places. Like, we have Goodwills. We don't have any other types of pawn shops.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to go up game hunting with Daryl. We were talking about going up over the holiday. Unfortunately, that was this big snowpocalypse that we had for a couple days over here.
Oh, geez.
So he got hit with like 3 feet of snow, and I got hit with like almost a foot of snow. So that wasn't a possibility. But when I say it's dead, I don't mean like you can't find games. I guess I should clarify. When I say dead, what I mean by that is by shooting YouTube videos and people that watch you locally, even though you don't have a ton of people. What happens is when you go into these stores and they see you filming, they start putting 2 to 2 together. They go home, Brandy, they get on the internet and they search YouTube, like, oh, when you tell them you're making a YouTube video, and they find all these people making YouTube videos. Then they start watching them. I know because the one pawn shop lady told me they did this. And we're sitting there bragging like, I can't believe we got $500 worth of games for $20. And she's sitting there going like,
dang.
And I'm just like she bought them for 50 cents.
Sold
them for $1. So she made 50 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there going like, I bought this for $1 and it's an $80 game. And she's sitting there going, wait a minute.
Yeah, people don't like that when they see that like right in their face type of thing. You're always happy when you're not that other person, but
that's what I'm saying.
Pawn shops around here just aren't good because they've made connections with the local game stores and stuff, and they literally reach out to them, and then the only games that they leave behind are like the crappy sports ones.
So Tim Keller says, I have a best idea for you. Hear me out. Brandy's Maryland Convention Series. Brandy makes a convention. It's solid gold.
Yeah.
One day. Yeah, one day.
Need more money and resources to make that happen.
Fentazen says, where I live in Toledo area, we're actually had a couple of new retro game stores open in the last year. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's called Shut Up. He's right. One of the things I want to kind of piggyback with this, because if you didn't see RNG Gamers, not that he needs me to shout him out or tell you to go watch his video, but go watch his video. One of the things he brought up is also conventions. And Brandy knows like I've all been for conventions for the last couple of years. I've been there as a guest. I got to go. I asked my kids, I said, so what do you think about conventions this year? And the kids were like, why? I'm like, what do you mean? We always have a good time. They're like, yeah, we have a good time, but if the YouTubers don't show up, it's boring. And this is what I've been trying to tell these convention runners, that when YouTubers are there, when our friends are there, like when you're there and you're invited, or I'm there invited, we're all there together, that makes the convention. Like that's where we have the fun.
I'll give some things to that too. So, not to toot YouTubers' horns, but I will say here are all the pros of having YouTubers come out. One, YouTubers, like especially whether you're a collector YouTuber or you own a gaming reselling business, you're at a convention to literally spend money. So when you have happy vendors who make money, they're going to keep coming back to these conventions because they're the ones paying a lot of money to be there and helping the show go on. Like, you're supposed to get a lot of your costs covered by the vendors, by the tables, by the floor. And I'm not saying that the average person doesn't spend money, because they do, but I'm saying that inviting some YouTubers out and stuff like that, it's kind of like a guaranteed sale. And also, advertising. I get some conventions will pay for like hotels and other things like that. Some actually have like a whole fee. They want thousands of dollars to come out to these events, but not all YouTubers require all this crazy money. But they're guaranteed to also make content and to help promote. And it's not just for that year. I've made content on conventions for previous years, several previous years, and every year, like, that video gets like a resurgence. Like, whether it's few hundred or thousands of views, it's like that video, people will be like, hey, there's that convention. I wonder what people have said about it in the past. So then they start going on YouTube and then they look up XYZ convention, and then next thing you know, I get comments and it's like, hey, thank you for being real. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for letting me know what I should look out for deal wise, or letting me know I'm going to make sure I take advantage of the full weekend, to get my money's worth, or I'm so glad that you went there. Like, this was cool to see. So it's not just that one year. It's like multiple years of like advertising. And then it's like, when you have more people going, not just like YouTubers, it's like more people going, you have fun with it. And I think that speaks on some of these conventions. Not always the biggest convention or the smallest convention. It's like a lot of these conventions, I feel like I'm catching up with friends and family. Like, I feel like I get a chance to see everyone, and that might be like the only time. So there are so many pros to it, and I get some convention runners, like, you have to weigh your options. Is this person worth my time, money, and effort to bring them out to this convention? What are they doing, and waste the show owners' money? Like, they are going to weigh that out. But I think a lot of times, like, there is more to offer than what maybe they're thinking, because they are getting like multiple things. It's not just like we're coming out for like a free ride to get stuff for free to, just take advantage. Like,
with that said,
with
that said though, Brian and Tom from Cleveland and Pittsburgh would come on here and say, you and I work our butts off from the time we get there till the time we leave.
Yeah, and it depends on like what you have to offer. Like, when we came out as like the Game Masters like a couple times, like that was fun. It was something different. We have multiple things to offer. Like, we want to transform and do different things, like, with your setup and us speaking on like up on stage with like a microphone, like active entertainment, and
well, we're
doing
part of the
things
show.
like that.
Yeah,
it's like we can kind of like take something and run with it and have endless hours of entertainment, plus have the content and do different things like that. And then plus, like, we always do videos afterwards, and we always do different things, and I collect multiple different things, so I'm always finding them at conventions. I'm spending money with the vendors. Like, it's like there's so much to offer. And then of course you do have some that just kind of like sit there and they won't interact with guests and things like that. And not to like downplay some people, but it's just like, you have to look at everything when it comes to these conventions, and you kind of have to like just see how like things can shift. Like I think with so many conventions out there, convention owners and people who run them, like they need to figure out how to take it up a notch, how to bring
because they're all
even
doing the
more.
same thing. They're all doing the same thing. They're bringing the same vendors out.
Yeah.
So, like, how many conventions have you gone to in the last 4 years where you've seen the same vendor? In fact, the vendor says to you, Brandy, "Oh, I forgot that thing I was going to bring you, Brandy. Are you coming to this convention?" "Yeah, I'll be." "Okay, I'll bring it to you there." Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing any of these guys that are doing that is different.
And I've even heard them say, "Oh, there's nothing new since the last convention." Like, I don't have anything new at my table since the last convention.
So, the other thing that Jamie mentioned in his video, RNG Gaming, and this goes along with conventions, is something this has been a problem I've had for a while. Okay? I know there's certain YouTubers out there who won't do this. I know you and I are one. And John Riggs won't do it. And Jamie won't do it. And there's a few others. When YouTubers go in there, and even vendors, all the deals that you could possibly get are already done by the time the VIPs get in there. There should be no selling allowed until the VIPs get in there, because they're paying more money for this. And this is what nobody sees, and we see it all the time. In every flipping show we go to, it happens. Somebody's in there snaking. Oh, it's a YouTuber, and if they're a really big YouTuber, oh, we'll hook you up. We'll get it. Then that person that paid double, triple the money to get in there for a VIP to get that deal can't get it. So if you're going to a convention to get a deal, you're not going to. I mean, like, let's just be honest, Brandy. Unless like somebody overlooks, like you're at the point where you're looking for stuff that most people aren't looking for, you're going to get a deal. But I'm talking about that stuff that's popular that everybody's looking for.
Yeah.
And more and more conventions are popping up. They're getting new ones, but they're just carbon copies of every other convention that's out there. There's not
just
one
different location.
Different location, and each one has its pros, and each one has its cons. Some do cosplay, some don't do cosplay. Some do board games, some don't do board games. Some have 100 tables for vendors, some don't. Some have pop culture, some don't. Yeah. But they're all the same. I said to Brandy, the ideal thing to do would be to hold like some kind of convention and call it a social media meetup with like, or a YouTuber meetup with maybe sprinkle in some vendors if you really want to, or content creators that everybody gets together and you open it up to the public and everybody. I bet you they'd have more fun there, especially if you plan out activities to do than they would with these conventions. I don't know. I've really been sitting back going, why do I put all this work into each of these conventions that I go to for minimum return? Like, all these convention runners always are like, well, I got to get my money's worth. I got to get this. I got to get this out of it. Well, if I'm going to pay for a hotel room for 2 nights for you, that's what, $300. Well, you got to bring 10 times the amount. Like, so I'm bringing $50,000-$60,000 worth of gear and equipment, and they're barking about a $300 hotel fee. I cannot get over this. I really, or a food stuff. I got 3 kids I'm bringing along with me that are working and stuff like that are doing this. They're putting this on for people. Like you said, it's part of the show, entertainment. And it's like, you're going to bark at $300 for a hotel room? I didn't even charge you gas to drive here. I didn't charge you my time off of work.
Yeah, and I think that makes a difference between like some bad shows versus like people who know how to run conventions. Like, there's plenty of convention runners that are so nice and supportive of the content creators, and they don't care how big or small you are, and they really don't even care if you like make content. They like will help you and hook you up and like be so kind to you. And if you have any questions or you want to interview or anything like that, like, they're so nice and their personal skills are great. And then I've been to like some conventions where like you seem like a nuisance, like you are a bother, and they just don't appreciate you. And I've seen social media comments of those like showrunners where they are bashing YouTubers and literally saying that they're not worth their time. And like, I disagree. Like, I think they are worth your time. I mean, I'm not saying that YouTubers are like the greatest, gift in the world.
No,
like,
I'm not saying that either. Or you got to
Yeah.
earn your stripes. So like Lindsay's in here, and they're doing the merge with Jay and Game Dad. That's one, again, that's a new convention. Now Jay and Game Dad, if you talk to them, they'll tell you every convention is pretty much, it's just different people that you're getting this, and they're going for the people. They're not necessarily going for the deals. So I'm personally curious because I think they have that same mentality that a lot of these conventions are just cookie cutter. So how can they make it different? So I am the curious side of me is kind of sitting here going, okay, with them knowing that, what are they going to do different? What are they going to do to say people, maybe it's their first year and it's a brand new convention. What are they going to do to wow people that when people watch footage of this, they're going to go, "Oh my gosh, we
need to go out there.
This is a different convention."
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you look around, like nobody's innovating, and I guess I mean the same thing's true with these shows, right? Let's just be honest here. I'll call a spade a spade. One of the things that I take pride in is making a production that's high end, that's top tiered, that's not a StreamYard, not a cookie cutter type of, we add all these graphics and fly-ins and videos and pre-recorded stuff. And like you can see here, we got nice moving backgrounds, stuff that they can't do in StreamYard. Okay. But Brandy, what was one of the things that we talked about in the 2 weeks that we're off? We talked about what can we do to raise the bar at these conventions?
Yeah.
Instead of just going into these conventions with a table, there's a lot of things that we talked about. And I think Jason's in the chat room. He knows some of the things that we talked about that we want to do because he's been encouraging us in the background. He knows what we're talking about when we say we want to take it to the next level.
Yeah, I think we just need someone to give us a chance.
We don't want to just sit there at a table. We want to have, like, there's some things we're working on.
Bring an entire experience, something different, something that people are going to talk about, and like also have like content creation and stuff out of it too. But like, we have some really great ideas. It's just, how do you find someone to talk to without like, not like begging, like, hey, talk to us, like type of thing. Like how do people find out about that, I guess? Because we do have some like really big ideas that we're trying to do, and we want to step things up, and we want it to be an experience, not just literally us filming for our YouTube channels or whatever. Like,
sitting at a table.
Yeah, like we want to take it up a notch, but it's like,
yeah, I mean it's one of those things that's what we've been saying. And this isn't a put down to any of the conventions out there. Brandy and I are not sitting here like, what we're doing is because it's early enough in the season, right? That these convention runners can sit back and say, okay, not that Steve and Brandy are like the be all end all for content creators. But what can we do to innovate at our convention? What can we do to step it up a bar? What can we do to bring, like, okay, for the longest time, what was the biggest attraction that you felt with, we'll use Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh was the most recent one we went to. It was the last one last year. What's the biggest thing that draws you to Pittsburgh besides hanging with friends? What that they give you at their convention?
Like what they're known for is probably their like massive arcade of games and pinball machines.
There you go.
It's like, we're not saying that every single one is 100% like cookie cutter. Like, we're literally just saying like each one has its own personality, but the main gist of like conventions in general, and it's like they each have to find their personality. So like some of them may not have a personality.
Let's get some new vendors.
Yeah, so like maybe it's just like certain ones need to find a little bit more of their personality that set them apart, and every year's a different opportunity. You don't want to just literally be the same swap meet over and over and over with no activities.
Yep.
And you just have tables, and then so I'm so glad, not that I'm saying anything about certain conventions, but I'm so glad that some are going.
Or poorly laid out to where you can't hear.
Yeah.
And I think if Lindsay's still in the chat room, she's going to know what I'm talking about. And she's going to know what convention I'm talking about. that it was poorly laid out to where you had to scream when you were sitting at my table.
Oh, true. And then also, you know, at a time where kind of like all the YouTubers and people were cut off
Yes.
at one of the conventions. But like, I am so glad that some of these conventions are going to multiple days now, where it's not
Agreed.
just a one day, or a lot are going to 2-day or 3-day. Like, I am glad that they're progressing each year, because that's a good sign. You know, when
all right,
it's
what about
better than
Cleveland?
going back.
What about Cleveland? What was the big draw for Cleveland for you? You didn't go this past year, but what? Oh yeah, you did. Did you? Yeah, you were at Cleveland this
I was
past year.
there.
Yeah. What was the big draw? What's your takeaway from Cleveland? When you think Cleveland, what do you think?
I like all of their like setups that they had. So they had like the retro like bedroom, the retro desk area.
Yep.
They had a blockbuster. Like, they had multiple
That's innovative.
sections. Like, they have different sections.
Yep.
Like, I thought that was cool, and they had like different events.
Pizza Hut.
going on with.
Yep.
Yeah, like they add each year, and it's just like neat little nods.
Yep.
That they take the time, and it's like well thought out.
Those types of things really need to stand out to people, because I know from a YouTuber standpoint, like Brandy and I, you see a lot of our images on our thumbnails came from there. So we got a lot of benefit from that. Well, listen, we're not saying we hate conventions. In fact, we're trying to, the reason we're bringing this up is we want to decide what conventions to, because a lot of these showrunners, listen, you know, the time is money is tight in a lot of these companies. And some of them don't have the money to put out to have you come out. So you have to decide what you're going to do. Do you have enough time off of work to go to these? And so that's kind of what we're saying. Things are changing. This is what we're scared with change. We want things to change. Like, if we're expecting them, Brandy, to step it up with innovation, we also have to step it up with innovation, right?
Yeah, I agree. And like, none of us here are perfect. And like, obviously, I want things to. I'm still pushing, trying to get that 20,000. I thought that was gonna come, but it didn't. So that, you know, humbles you real quick, and you're like, oh, maybe I need to step up and change and make better content and post more. You know, it's like, obviously we need to practice what we preach, type of thing. And we're not saying we're better than everyone, because we're obviously not.
We want them to succeed. We want them to. I want my kids, because there is a few conventions.
Mm-hmm.
That my kids were like, do we really have to go back to that convention? I shouldn't ever want to hear that from my kids, who are there to, you know, I'm there to build my brand. And when
they're supposed to be having like a little bit of fun. Obviously, they're like working.
They're
and
all
helping,
working,
but you could still work and have fun. Like,
but my son goes to me, because we're getting to the point now. My daughter graduates in 2027. My son will be then playing in the band for football games, so I won't have him anymore for live production on the weekends, because he'll be playing every Friday in the high school band on the football field. So my son was like, Dad, what have you gained out of going to these conventions besides hanging out with your friends? He's like, that's a lot of fun. He says, in fact, that's what I look forward to. He's like, just sitting in the lounge, you know, just chilling, and we're listening to Game Dad tell stories, or, you know, John Riggs is telling stories, or Scott, you know, or, you know, Brandy, you know, whatever. He's like, outside of that, he's like, I feel like all we're doing is you doing a 7-hour show. You take a break, you walk around, you buy some stuff, come back. And he's like, what's it doing for your brand? I'm like, well, we've gotten to meet some people that watch the show and come out. He's like, yeah, but it doesn't seem like any of these owners of these conventions are really doing anything to help push, you know, they want you to push their convention, but they're not doing anything in return. It's not reciprocated. And so Brandy, you can kind of see, like, so now I'm in a real pickle, because I'm trying to process. The 13-year-old boy is telling me this stuff. Like, I'm sitting there going like, wow, he's right.
Yeah, I mean, we've had these talks before too. It's like with anything, you want to like weigh everything. Like, there's conventions where I've, you know, I don't get invited to all of them for free. There's conventions where I literally pay for things like airfare, hotels, Ubers, Lyfts, like everything involved, like everyone else does. Yeah, I might get like a ticket into the event for free, but there's some where I've had to pay. as well for entry. I've had to wait in line like other people. I've had to wait in very long lines in the middle of summer when it's hot outside, for a while. And it's just, you kind of have to like weigh anything like in life. Like, how is it worth it? Like, is it worth you spending $2,000 for a couple people to go to some event where you're spending even more money on items, where then you make some videos or you make something in the video and you're really not making any money anyway, or much. So it's just like you kind of like weigh out some costs of things, and I understand that that's the way things go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't do like 16 of those shows back to back to back to back if you're paying your own way, and you like also have bills, and like you don't have that kind of money. So it's just like you have to like weigh things. So then you have to figure out, well, what can I offer to exchange, and help.
But that's where the stigma comes in, because then everybody calls you a reseller.
Yeah. And then it's just like if I go to a show and I set up and I sell a few of my duplicates or some items or something like that, and it covers my hotel fees or it covers my travel expenses, and maybe I go home with like a little extra cash, or I bought some items and it was basically free or covered or whatever. It's like, does that make more sense? And were the people nice to me who ran the show, or were they rude as anything? Like, it just, that also makes or breaks it too. And there's a lot of things that you don't see like behind the scenes. And there's conventions that I've been to, and sometimes they were like very rude and laughed and said some things to me. And it's just like, it's like, is it worth getting like harassed over, or
right? That's why, like, when you and I were talking about it, you said, what conventions are you going to? And I was like, so far, like, I know the one that Game Dead and Emerged, that's up there. We're supposed to go up to do that, but for sure, Pittsburgh, I know Brian. I've been talking with Brian. Brian's a great. So Brian just, I mean, he's a family guy, dude. He's like, that guy is like all about relationships.
Yeah.
That guy, I can help. I don't mind helping. He's been gracious. That guy will give you one meal a day, which you can't, like, we never ask for it, but he does. And he gets it all catered. Okay. At the convention, put you in a hotel room where you get free breakfast. Some people think that that's not a lot, but when you got 3 kids, it helps.
It adds
up.
It
adds up. So then we have a nice dinner. We go out with the YouTubers and friends of people we meet online. Like if Daryl was there and whoever else, and they want to go to dinner with us, we all go to dinner, right? We all go hang out. Then we come back to the lounge, we just chill, and then we go back to the floor the next day. But I think that I agree with you. I think there's something's got to change, right, in this community. There's people that do YouTube, and then there's people that do YouTube that bring value. Whether it's in YouTube videos or live shows like what we do. I think these convention runners need to reevaluate. Don't just invite somebody out because they're a buddy of yours. Like just now because you're a convention runner, like, oh, let's invite this guy out. And the guy's got like 10 subscribers, right? And he just, oh, he's a buddy of mine. Now we're going to bring him out as a guest. What about the people that are putting in their time? I made a post about this, Brandy, on social media. Kind of tagged you in it because I wanted you to give like input, but you just kind of,
I saw it, but I was like, I'm not getting involved.
She's like, I'm not getting involved in it, but like,
I don't want to be on that list. No, because also think about it at the same
time. But it wasn't
time.
bad. It wasn't bad. It was just about know your worth and know your value.
Yeah, but also at the same time, convention runners, they only know who they know.
True.
If you're on the West Coast, you know a lot of the West Coast guys. If you're on the East Coast, you know a lot of the East Coast guys. Then you start to know the circuit of YouTubers who go to these conventions.
So how do we change that? That's
I know, that's
the
thing. But like, if they don't know we exist, then they don't know. If we don't reach out, then we lost our chance. If we're too scared to say anything, then we don't say anything and no one knows we're here. if we don't go out to these shows, then you get lost in the limbo land, and then you're stuck contemplating if you're getting rid of your collection or not. I mean, it's like the cycle goes on. The same people continuously show up at shows. Yep. They don't have tables. They don't meet with friends or fans or whoever. They don't do panels. Yep. They don't do anything. They don't make appearances. Nope. They stay in their hotel room half the time. They go back midday, take a nap. They're not at the convention for hours. And it's just, I've seen it with bigger YouTubers too. They're nowhere to be found at the conventions. Yep. They have a table set up. They haven't checked in yet. People are lined up waiting to see them. They're back at the hotel room taking a midday nap because they feel like it. And it's just like, when do things change?
But Lindsay's right on this. This is 100%, and I do struggle with this, Lindsay. I'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah, I'd yell at you for this.
She yells at me all the time. She'll say, "Well, what did you?" Lindsay says, "But you have to know your worth."
Yeah.
And my wife says that to me all the time. And listen, Brandy's been saying this to me. Brandy will go, "Okay, so she says, okay, they're having you come out as a guest and bringing all this equipment out." She says, "What are you getting out of the deal?" I said, "Well, they're putting us up in a hotel room for 2 nights." She's like, and I'm like, "Well, no, and that's what they're doing." And she's just like, "Really?" And she said, "What about the YouTubers that just kind of, neander the floor, who get a rental car, they get their hotel paid for, they get food stipends and all this other stuff, and they got less subscribers than I do."
Yeah.
And then I sit back and go, "Boy, I shot myself in the foot, didn't I?" So I'm not blaming the conventions here, but this is what we're talking about. Some things it's going to change. It's scary. It's scary
what people are thinking, but like everyone's afraid to say certain things. It's like everyone wants to be kinder and nicer, and
you don't want to make waves either, or like come off as a crybaby or anything like that, because that's what people think. And listen, I'm all about working for, when I say people giving me a hotel room, everybody goes, "Oh, that must be nice, you get it for free." It's like, no, I'm working my butt. How many shows did we do the day that you were out in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, exactly. I literally
7 or 8.
This is dedication, let me tell you. So I went out to a convention. Now this is through fault of my own. I didn't communicate very well. I was invited out, but I didn't know like my real work schedule, like my actual day job. Didn't know, so I didn't lock into anything. So literally on my own dime, I woke up, I think what time?
It was like 3 in the morning or
2 in the morning.
Yeah,
1
I think
in the morning.
Yeah, because you got there around like 9 or 10. Right, you were getting there right when. Oh no, you got there right when the door opened at 8 o'clock.
7 something. I was okay. So got up at like midnight. Okay, midnight. Everything was like loaded in the car and stuff like that.
And you were having a hard time finding a hotel room, and we were going to share. We were going to have my daughter share one with you because we had that extra one from Brian.
Yeah. So literally, didn't know where I was staying, didn't know what was happening, but decided to get into a car. Okay, mind you, it's like midnight.
And Stephanie's panicked.
Driving 5 hours or something to get there, and had to stop and take some breaks, for some health and some other things. So mind you, get there at Starbucks at 7 a.m. Then get to the convention at 7:45. Doors open at 8, for the convention people. Literally, I go inside and I already start taking footage. I'm taking footage of empty tables, close-ups of things. I'm scoping out what I want to maybe buy, once the convention opens. And then he walks in the door and I'm like, "Let's go. Let's get filming." So we film our New Year's episode. And we film our Christmas episode. We did a
Christmas episode when Brian got there. Yep. Before anybody else was there.
Before anyone even showed up. People are still sleeping in. They're living their best life, partying, whatever. And the convention's not even open yet. And we're literally filming content, for all that. We're taking pictures. We're staging for thumbnails. We're setting up merch. We're planning ideas on what we want our upcoming videos and stuff to be. We're planning topics. We're doing this. We're doing that. All before even one person showed up, any vendor showed up. We had done all that before any convention people showed up. And then when the doors open, I was like, all right, now's my chance to go buy something. So I walk around after stuff had already been sitting for a whole day, a whole Friday, things had to be they were selling. So it's not like I was coming in, clearing out whatever. And then I filmed more content. I filmed like 3 or 4 or however many videos. And then I got to like meet cool people, and catch up. And then I stayed late to film more, so I didn't even get a chance to go to dinner with you guys. It was like
because we had to because of the baby. The baby was like,
But it's like I stayed until the very close of the actual convention, and then we went back to like a hotel, and then slept, and then had to drive home for family stuff the next day anyway. But it's just like all that for one day on my entire own dime, like crazy.
Yeah, because you guys were leaving. Because remember, my daughter wasn't feeling well, so my wife had to take her home. So it was just me and my son all day Sunday.
Yeah.
Scott had left. He had a medical emergency. He wasn't feeling well. Yeah. And then Neo Ness, who's in the chat room right now, he left early. That's one thing I know these guys like to get home, but I wish they would schedule them to leave after the convention. But it was like all your buddies are gone. They're all jumped on a plane. John Hancock, John Riggs, they're all gone. It's just you and the vendors.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody there to do content with. Votary got on the road. So all you guys left. I'm still there till close, shutting down, tearing down. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just saying like that wasn't really thought out. But and I get it. They have to go when their planes are going. But 100% right. I want to go back up to this one comment here that was here by Fentazen2677. Thought it was a really good comment. They said, "Do either of you ever regret trying?" Of course, it moves when I'm reading it. Trying what was once just a fun hobby to at least some portion of your livelihood.
What do they mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Like, I think they think that a lot of this is part of our livelihood, so we're taking the fun out of it. Like what was once a hobby, and now we're trying to make it a job per se.
I don't necessarily regret it because it's like obviously back in the day we played more games. When you're kids, you don't have responsibilities as many. And you get a chance to just like accept whatever games your parents bought you or you bought or you saved, and you played games. Yeah, you played games more, and when you do content, in theory, you end up like, I wouldn't say like sucking the fun out of it type of thing, because there's other fun things that have come from this. So maybe I don't get a chance to play as many games as I would like. I'm sharing like experiences or like my thoughts and like turning the hobby into work. It's like I don't necessarily regret it because there's positives and negatives to it. Like obviously there's less time to play games.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if I wasn't doing content creation because I would still have less time to play games because of work. And I think when you truly enjoy something, you don't mind doing a little extra work. I think you just have to get better at time management. So I find more time to now, like this year is the goal, is to play more games instead of always just like buying and buying and buying and buying and whatever. But it's like, I think if you can sit back and be like, all right, this time was wasted between here and here. I'm going to optimize this time more. This is my time where I play games. This is my time where I film content. Instead of filming one video and then going back and sitting on the couch and being on my phone scrolling and playing Monopoly Go or SpongeBob or whatever game I'm playing on my phone, it's like, let me take that time to film 3 videos instead of 1. Now let me take time throughout the week and edit here and there so that it's not just like all feeling like work. Like you're still having fun in between it. So, and like they're saying, there's nothing wrong with turning something you love into business.
No. And then like Ness was saying up there, he says, I'll pull the comment back up. He says, I take vacations. He says, I take vacations from it and do other hobbies. I'm right there with him. I like to archery hunt. I like to fish. So when the weather gets warm again, I'll be out fishing and stuff. But archery, my son and I, we just joined a league that I used to do 5 years ago. It's indoor where you're shooting paper animals at 20 yards. And it's fun every Tuesday night for 15 weeks. Something I can do with him. So it's not just being constrained because I don't want to burn out. I don't want to get into that funk like Brandy was saying, like before Christmas that I was in. But I also think if you lose the passion, I think if you lose the passion for the hobby, where the hobby overtakes you, in the sense of it becomes more work and no fun, then you might as well stop. Because I feel like because then who's getting enjoyment out of it? What are you doing it for? If nobody's coming over to see your setup and you just want to do it for people on the internet, and then people are going, ooh, or you get the people that are going, you got too much money and you got this and that and this blah 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 blah. All you're doing is adding stress to your life. It's not doing anything, right? I mean, what are you getting out of it? So,
and that's with anything. Like if you're unhappy at your job, you can always try to promote or shift, or maybe you have to do a career change. It's like, or maybe you have to surround yourself with different people if you're not happy around your friends. Like it's just. It's kind of like that. And then even, what he's saying, like, obviously when we all go to conventions, sometimes we do get stuck in that where we're just having fun and we don't film. And, he came to the realization that you film one day and then, you try to have fun on like the other day. And it's like, I mean, even this comment here, people who are house cleaners and then they come home and they don't want to clean their house. And then there's people who do lawn work and lawn care, and then they have the worst lawn on the block.
Yep.
But
or
like,
car repairman.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that. Like, but I think at the same time, you have to really be strong-minded. If you're putting yourself out there on the internet, like, I don't want to like use the phrase like it's not for the weak, like, because
it's not. Just be honest. Just call a spade a spade. It's not for the weak at heart. If you don't have thick skin, it's not for you. Don't even do it.
Because it's like there are days where people can literally, like, all the time, I get negative comments about my weight and about this and about that. And I get I got another one the other day and it was like, if you lost weight, you would have more subscribers. And I was like, cool, thanks, appreciate that. And it's just like...
But wait, stop right there. That person's probably right, but then that subscriber, do you really want that subscriber? Because they're there for the wrong reason.
Yeah. No, I understand that. But it's like, obviously we know all these things. Like, if you look at me, I am fat. I mean, it is what it is. It's like, but you can't take that and literally eat that comment up. You can't like think about that all the time. I mean, I think about that, because as I'm like trying to like cut out certain things and make better choices and lifestyle change, etc. But it's like, you can't take those negative comments and literally run with them. You have to, like, yes, thank you for commenting, and you have to divert back to what your main goal was. Like, if I'm talking about games and stuff, that is completely irrelevant to the games and stuff that I'm talking about. And it's like, you kind of have to shift gears and you have to be like, all right, back to the main point. I'm doing this because, I appreciate that. But, I mean, it is what it is. But it's like, you just have to appreciate what you're doing. And, like, as long as I still have fun with it.
That's all that matters.
It's all that matters. And, like, I don't really think I ever go through those times where I'm like, oh, this is miserable, I hate this. Because I love this. And even with the bad, they're still good. Like,
well, let me put this out there, too.
Anything.
Let me put this out there, too. Like, a lot of people say, oh, this gaming industry is just toxic and everything in here is just toxic. Mm-hmm. Listen, you're going to have that. Why do people got to judge how I collect my video games? Why do people got to judge the way if I want to resell my video games or I'm not buying bangers and I'm buying shovelware and this and that? Listen, I'm involved in the outdoor industry and it's just as bad there. I do content. I have a YouTube channel for it. Brandy, I get on there and you know what? Like, you could go out there, be proud. You have a bow and you shoot and harvest a buck or a doe, and the buck's antlers might not be, trophy wise like you'd mount it on your wall, and it might only be like a 6-point, and then you'll get the hunters that come out of the woodwork and be like, oh, I wouldn't have shot that, I would have let that go for another 3 or 4 years, why did you shoot it, why, it's like, and then you get the guys that defend it. It's like, well, it's meat on the table. Oh, I'm tired of that excuse, meat on the table. Yeah, right, nobody hunts for, you know what I mean? So it's like in every industry. Or fishing. why are you catching all them little ones? Why don't you just catch a big one and be done with it? You know, like there's always, no matter what industry you go into, you're always going to have those people, those purists, I guess you could call them. I don't know what you call them, but they're antagonists.
And I learned something a long time ago. So this was like a school day thing that I remember very well. I think we were in middle or high school, one of those or something. And we were in English class. And the teacher literally said, everyone named celebrities. So everyone named celebrities, and they named like Oprah Winfrey, and they named like literally every single popular celebrity at that time. Now this was years and years ago. And everyone said, now rate them. Who do you think is the most happy and who do you think is the most miserable? And everyone went through and everyone was like, Oprah. Oprah has to be happy. She has millions and whatever of dollars, and she's a talk show person, and she's this and she's that, and she has her own network, and she has the book thing, and she gives away gifts and this. And then they said that with like literally all these celebrities. And one person in the room said she is not 100% happy because she's always struggled with her weight. And then everyone started thinking about it. And then everyone was like, you know what? Everyone struggles with something. There's always something negative, and there's always, like, not everything is as it seems. And, like, when I think and I reflect on, like, those moments of, like, remembering that conversation in my English class or whatever it was, it's like, there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be unhappy people. And there's always going to be something that we may struggle with or that we strive to do better. And I feel like as long as you are trying to do better and you're putting in the effort and you try to have a good spirit about it,
yep,
I feel like you're winning. Like, there's not ever truly like 100% happy person. There's always something that they're self-conscious about or something. So I just feel like if we bring a little bit more positivity and we try to help people and we try to make something a little brighter for someone else, then that's all that matters.
And that's why we titled today's show, you know, sometimes change is scary, or however you worded it. Because it is like 2026 for us is a year of change. We're looking at things different. It's not a matter of just going out and buying anything and everything that we see. And I think even Brandy has gotten to the point where she's like, yeah, I'm kind of looking at things differently. And we're looking at everything differently. And the reason for this too, when I was in the tech scene, you guys might have seen this over Christmas, but Lamar Wilson, I don't know if you guys know him. He started doing gaming. He was in tech early, 48 years old, 2 years older than me.
That's sad.
Committed suicide. If you go and watch him, he was always laughing and carrying on when he does his videos, kind of like a Robin Williams. He was so funny. Like if you go back and look at Lamar Wilson's videos, I remember meeting him at CES in 2011. Great guy, fun guy to be around. Like I was still new to the tech scene. He encouraged me. He's like, man, just keep doing your thing. Just keep going. You know, everybody, real nice personality. You don't know what's going on in somebody's world, in somebody's life.
Yep.
Until something like that happens. Because at the end of the day, guys, we're just people. Yeah, we might have subscribers and this and that, but we just chose to do something. It's like your teacher or something. We chose to be a voice and go out there and do it. And yeah, we talk about games, and we wanted to start the year off with this, is setting some expectations for ourselves and for the channel and for the shows, that we don't want to be cookie cutter. We love the feedback that you guys are giving us, like, hey, we want you to talk about this, or we want you to talk about that, to be that different gaming podcast. You guys watch probably tons of gaming podcasts. We want to be different. We want to give you a reason to tune into us. We don't want it to be cookie cutter. We don't want you to go to 10 different channels and hear everybody talk about RAM and why, PC gaming is good, or PC gaming. Like, we want it to be something that's unique. We don't want it to be all pro Nintendo or pro Xbox or pro Sony, whatever. We want to enjoy why are we here? Like, Brandy, why are we doing this?
Exactly. And we want to relate it to real life, because these are real life topics. Like, people really do struggle, and, things like this, they do impact you and they do happen. And I think that's why, like, I enjoy talking on these, like, live shows and things that we do, because it's like, yeah, we could talk about games, then we can relate it to real life, and then we could kind of shift back, and then we can like spin it. And I also like everyone's conversation in here. Like all my buddies are, in the chat, and everyone's stopping by, and they all have good, feedback. And I think it's all great because we need to be open more. We need to like not just shove things, aside or not speak our minds. Like I feel like if we talk about this stuff, maybe things will change. Maybe people
Yep.
will get out there and you know lighten up and help one another. And that's the only thing that's going to keep this hobby going. There cannot be gatekeeping. There cannot be people like literally shifting things for the worse. It's like with less people involved in all this, who does it go to? Who does the next generation? Like, are we still going to have video games the same way? Or are all these companies just going to stream everything and be super overpriced? It's like, we want things to obviously get better and grow and all that. But we also want the younger generation involved in all this. We don't want things to get stagnant and stale because then we're not going to do anything. Then all this stuff is going to be way different, and people in 10 years are going to look back and be like, man, I sure miss those old days. I remember when we used to have game conventions. I remember when people used to do this, and now no one does. Like, don't want it to go that way. I want it to.
But Brandy,
to
we also being
better.
being a voice, we also don't want this hobby. It's borderline being priced out of collecting for a lot of people. Like, imagine somebody starting to collect right now, Brandy. Right now, starting their collection. They say they want to go for an N64 set. Would you encourage them to do that at this point, right now in this time? Would you encourage them to start collecting a full set for N64?
I mean, why not? The analog just came out. You just get one of those.
I'm saying realistically, because a lot of the games, the prices are ridiculous from when you started. Would you just tell them like get the games that you like and that you're gonna play, or would you really like encourage them, be like, yeah, you can do it, go for a full set, and it's astronomically priced, it'll probably crash in a few years?
I mean, I'm a little crazy, so I might be like, you know what? You go for this. You live your best life. You find them games. You go for it, Glen Coco. Like I would tell them to go. But obviously, find the deals. Don't overpay. Don't buy fake games. Look up all these like buyer beware type of things first, and then maybe start out with a couple of your favorite games before you went for a full set.
Do you guys see how she lit up when I asked that question? No. That is why we do what we do. That is why we collect. That is why this woman goes and gets a complete set and she's got a room full of toys. Did you see her light up? That's what people don't. You can tell. This is why they say people aren't stupid. They can see it in you. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, people can see it.
True. Because if you do ask some people who really don't care about gaming, they probably would have said, no, I wouldn't collect. Or like they'd probably get real defensive and real angry and say, no, I wouldn't collect that. But I don't know. I still encourage people because I really think that this is a good time to collect. Yeah, you're going to pay a little bit more and things like that, but
yeah, get in. Any time's a good time to get in.
Yeah, I feel like there's deals everywhere. You just have to put in a little more work.
I know this weekend, my buddy at Wildcard Video Games, he found a bunch of Game Pro and Nintendo Powers. I've been asking for a lot of them because I used to have Nintendo Powers growing up, but I don't have a lot of them anymore laying around. And I have some Game Pros, but I was like, okay, so how much do you want for them? He's like, I don't know, come on down and maybe we can make a deal. He wants to get rid of them, and I want to buy them, so I want to try to see if I can get them at a decent price. Obviously I don't want to have a ton of magazines around, but I will say, change is scary, just like the title says.
Yeah.
Part of me, like, again, I go through this again. Like, I want to have more room for my game collection. I want to keep building it. The other part of me is like, the only way I can do that is if I can get rid of some of these arcade one-ups. But like, so many people come over here and play it, so I'm like, I just got to come to a decision eventually. just do it.
Half, sell half. There you go.
I could do that. That might not be a bad idea. Keep half and sell half.
I just saw that.
That might
half, sell half.
get rid of some of the ones that we don't really play, and
like put like a tally each time someone's playing it, and then whatever one doesn't make the cut. Bring them to the convention, sell them.
Oh no, I'll just call up Retro Gaming Asylum. He already told me. He said if I ever get rid of him, he wants me to give him a headshot for it. First and foremost, but this is definitely a year. Change is tough, man, because some things do have to change, and we have to look at. I'm like so close. I don't know if Ness is in here still, but I am so close to pulling a trigger on the Neo Geo and doing a series on that. As somebody who never had one as a kid, I have the Neo Geo CD. And I have a whole video on that, how I got it for $5 or $15, I forget what it was. So with some of the money I got for Christmas, Ness, I'm this close, and I want to make sure that I can find it. Yeah, but I don't want to go through and do like you and Steve were doing. You're buying the games. What I want to do is maybe get a multi-cart to play on it. If pay $600 and get a multi-cart. And because the Metal Slugs are what I really, really, really want to play on it.
Yeah, I can't afford this.
Nobody can. I don't even know if Ness probably has a lot of them, but I don't know if he has I think there's one that's over like $6,000 or more. Maybe
my one game store has one. It's like over $3,000 or something.
Yeah, it's out. But if I got a multi-cart, I would be okay with that. And then if I found some $100 games here and there, I would add it, because obviously I want some originals. But I don't know, man. Like I've wanted one for a while, kind of like the Turbo Express, like I have, and it's all recapped and everything. But I want it with the mod chip in it. So and I want it with the box. So we're looking at probably $900 to $1,000. So he has a conversion of Slug 1 and 2. But see, there again, I want to play it just like. Believe it or not, my Neo Geo CD, I play that more than any other retro console right now. Second is TurboGrafx 16. I've been playing Famicom and the disc drive set because of getting that right after Pittsburgh. I've been playing those.
Yeah, I still need to get more games so that I could actually play the one that I was so generous.
I told you, talk to this guy right here, Daryl. Daryl get you set up with some Famicom games and discs. I got both Simon's Quest and Castlevania for the Famicom disc. So I think after I stood back and I thought about some stuff and I was like kind of getting excited, I was like, okay, there are some games and systems that I want to get. Like I'm trying to get systems to where I could say I have every system just about going back to the Atari 2600. That's tough to do, but I think I'm pretty close with like main consoles. I'm not talking handhelds. I'm just talking like main consoles.
I'm like pretty much there, and then I'm like, and what do I do now?
Well, so that's the other thing. So what do you do? Like I want them pristine. I want them in the box. I want to be able to display them. I don't know. What do you guys? It's 2026. What do you guys want us to? What are some of the topics? We have some topics that we had coming into future shows that we want to talk to. A lot of you guys gave some good input. Let us know in the podcast, in the comments below, if you're watching this later.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment like, hey man, this was a great topic. We loved what you guys discussed. I'd like to see more on this. Next week.
It could be real topics. It could be related directly to something specific gaming. It could be like a general statement. It could be segments if you want to hear like something and then something and something, but it's all under this umbrella. Like, just let us know, because we'll get around to a lot of these topics. We don't want to just talk about, and these are the new upcoming games this week, or these are the new news that's happening with Xbox. Like, just let us know what you guys want us to talk about.
Now, I will say, next Thursday or next Wednesday, we'll probably not be able to do the show on Wednesday. I have to go to a meeting at 7:00. Because there's a conservation club that I'm going to be joining, and they have a board meeting. That's how I pay for it and do all this other bull crap. I don't know if it's going to go past 8:00. So you guys just keep an eye out. We're probably going to schedule it for Thursday at 8 p.m. just for next week, if that works for Brandy, unless she has something going on, and we'll have to kind of figure something out.
When?
Next week.
What day?
Thursday. Be the same bat time. It'd be Thursday at 8 p.m.
I'm sure that's fine. We're also
Okay.
on a podcast tomorrow.
I was just gonna say that. So tomorrow night, they do that live, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Rushmore show, we're gonna be on that tomorrow. Brandy and I, we're gonna be talking about the 4 games in our collection, or just games that we've played that are the worst of all times. And I think there's 8 of them that they said that they wanted us to have that are
we just a whole bunch of them. I think more than 4. Like,
okay,
we'll have some, and then we'll have.
I'm just
more.
gonna make a list of some of like my worst games.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna come over to your house and take those games since you.
I figured you would do that. So make
whatever
sure
you say is the worst are going to be gifted to me.
So if you go to YouTube and look up the Rushmore show, just like Mount Rushmore, you guys can get another dose of the Game Masters tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And we'll be on that show with those guys over there. We're kind of looking forward to that. Yeah. What else do we have? I just did my video on the chair. Go watch the chair if you're looking for a gaming chair. I just did a review on it. And there's a 30% off code. I don't know how long it lasts. They just gave me one. It's 30 Tech Buzz is the code. You guys can go use that and get 30% off. Landon loves the chair, so I'm glad. He very much enjoyed it. Yep, yes, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Rushmore show. Make sure you check that out. I'm hoping to have another video. I got to get an unboxing of that Retron. I want to get that hooked up. Hopefully this weekend. Now that I got the Christmas stuff done, I'm gonna start spewing videos out now, Brandy. I'm like, I've got the groove again, I think.
Good.
And it's your fault. So
good. I'm glad.
Oh, good. Jason or triple.
You were scaring me for a minute.
Yeah, triple. Hey, Jason, can you put that in Brandy's chat or my chat room as well, please? Whichever one you're in. I don't know which one you're in. You guys are all combined on my screen. So whichever chat room doesn't have it, if you guys, we're not going to nail you for spamming. Please put it in there.
Yeah, exactly. Carl is like, got to get those games when they aren't appreciated.
That's right. That's right.
I got people telling me I should go over to your house.
No. All right.
Take them all. Take all the games.
What video do you have coming out this weekend? What are you doing?
I think I have another Switch retro style game. Retro inspired Switch.
Did you film it already, or are you thinking about filming it? Because I want to see your initial. I want to see a video of you opening up your Switch 2 and the initial reaction of you playing the Switch 2. I want to see it. Who else wants to see the video of that? Since she hasn't even opened the box yet.
I know, I have it. Oh, it's 5 retro inspired Nintendo Switch games you must play. I have that coming out tomorrow. I just did my PS5 retro inspired, and I just filmed a PS4 retro inspired that you could play on your PS5. So I have been really playing some retro inspired games.
Oh, and, cool. No, my daughter didn't win the competition, unfortunately. They came in second, but there's always next year. But thank you guys all for voting. Appreciate the follow up. Next year, don't worry, we'll get on it. We'll get everybody. I know, Switch 2, but I want to see Brandy's reaction.
I'll be like, ooh, ah, a box. Ooh, ah.
Ooh.
That's it. That's the reaction, guys. Ta-da!
I will say, like, I had Metroid 4 Prime, and I didn't play it yet, and I had it a couple weeks before. I got it. I pre-ordered it, so I got it the day it came out, but I couldn't play it because my son. I got him a copy for Christmas, so I didn't want him to see the box. So I automatically put it up on the shelf, and he don't check my shelf. So I take the cartridge, put it in. So last thing I wanted him is coming down here and see me playing. Yeah, Mr. Oh, he's still no. We're letting that die. I'm not even gonna repeat that. We're letting that die in 2026. That's dead. That we're letting that die.
Yeah, but for real, let us know what you guys want to see. Whether it's the Game Masters or whether it's the Tech Buzz or whether it's Gamer Ahmer. Like, let us know what stuff you want to see on our channels too. Like, I'm definitely open to criticism and maybe if there's something you want to see and then we're at a convention, we could do a collab. Like, just let us know what you guys want to see. Like, I feel
Let
like
us
this
know
is
what
the year of change.
convention you want us to go to. If there's a convention you want us to come in your neck of the woods, especially if you have connections with the person that runs it, let them know you want us to come out. We'll come out if they can work a deal and get us to come out, whether they fly us out there or whatever. I'm all about it. But like Lindsay said earlier, you got to know our worth, and this is the year of that. 2026. Brandy's not going to let me, just do it all willy nilly. We have some big things that we want to do at some of our bigger conventions. But I did want to show you.
We could talk to, if anyone's watching or whatever that's like a showrunner or knows one, like we could talk about some things that we have idea wise, and maybe something we'll, jump into, and then we'll go. I think it'll be fun.
Do you want to see my new permanent resident here now that Christmas is over in my game room?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can see R2.
Not all festive, not Christmas lights on.
Everybody gets to see R2. R2 saying hi to everybody. You gotta love R2. My littlest one, she was all disappointed because R2 wasn't up there in the walkway to the front room, and she thought R2 ran away. And I had to bring her down here. I says, nope, R2 just moved after Christmas. We moved him down here. And so she was happy again. She got to see R2. That R2 is living down here in the game room. One of her favorite places to go. So
I'd be willing to come out your way for some conventions. If you know any showrunners that would like fly us out.
Who are you talking to?
Carl.
Where's Carl?
Like New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand. Wow.
I'd go to a game convention out there. I mean, it might take me a couple days to get there, but I would totally be down for it.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, that would be really cool because so you could pretty much buy a game there, any game you wanted, because you never find it here in the United States, and it would be one of those games.
That's what I'm saying. Everything would be content. You'd be like, what do we have at this table? I don't know.
I should bring those out next week. I have 2 games from Australia. They're just shovelware in Australia, but somebody sent me out 2 Australian NES games. They don't work on the American version, but they're Australian and they're just shovelware games, but they're something I'll never ever get anywhere else. And he sent them to me. So I treasure stuff like that. I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, he hooked me up. I wanted a game, but I don't think they like wanted to ship it or something to here. So like he ended up getting it, and I like paid him back, and then he like shipped it to me or whatever from there because I needed some exclusive Australian thing.
Look at Jason. One of my girlfriends gave me an art. How many girlfriends you got, bro?
I know.
R2D2 coffee
friends
cup.
That are girls. One of my friends that are girls.
Yeah. One of my friends that right. One of my friends that girl. One of my girl. No, he wrote one of my girlfriends.
Yeah, you know how like people say they have guy friends.
Sure, we'll go with it. We'll go with that. Anyways, he's got an R2D2 one. I'm just trying to get him in trouble. I'm just joking with him. He said when he lifts the head, it makes noises. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I am a big Star Wars fan. If you haven't figured that out, so I do have some of that stuff down here. But R2 looks really cool there, so I enjoy. I'll have that. He said, Master Game Guru said Australia games are expensive.
Oh, interesting.
Carl says, "Pow, pow, pow, and more pow for ya." Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be open to going to different countries and different.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
I would totally volunteer to go out to some of those conventions.
I just got to get a passport.
Oh, I have one. I'm ready to go.
Wait,
don't invite him? I'll go.
But if I have one of those real IDs, do I need a passport?
Yeah, you still need a passport.
You still need a passport? Yeah, but I could probably get one in 30 days. That wouldn't take long.
Yeah.
Or less. If I knew I was going in like 6 months, heck, I'd go out and get a passport. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that would be really fun. Like, I would totally do live game hunting like you guys are all saying. I'll throw in some 25 days of Christmas giveaways in June. Let's go.
That would be really fun to give away some of it, because collectors would want that, because you can't get it around here unless you get
Yeah,
on
I
eBay.
know. I actually started buying for next Christmas. I have 16 days already bought of 25. And I have a Pokemon Day giveaway, and I'm working on a Mario Day giveaway, and I'm working on some other things that I'm working on that are secret hush hush.
I think we need to do a giveaway intervention, because I have mixed bags about giveaways, but
I love it. I don't know why. I like buying things and wasting my own money. And
I see that.
Away.
I see that. We're gonna have to do another intervention as the year goes on.
Really getting subscribers in return or anything. I love it though. I really do. I don't know what it is. It brings me joy.
We could do a whole show on grifters and super chatters, and like we could really get down that road. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna start this year off positively. Even though
maybe we should do that one day. Maybe we should get real. You guys want to get real? Let's get real.
We could like today kind of started a little like, I think people are like, oh my gosh, what's this all about? But there's a lot of things that we learned over the last couple of years that, especially me, like I always say, I take that 2 weeks between Christmas and New Year's to reevaluate, rethink about stuff.
Yeah.
And I said to Brandy, I said, there's a lot of things that need to change. Or I'm not doing that, or I'm not doing this. And she agreed. I mean, it wasn't like I was, preaching to the choir, like. Anyways, I think we've worn out our welcome. Hour and a half in here. I know you guys love the banter with us. We'll be back tomorrow on the Rushmore show. It'll be a lot of fun. Halo turns 25 this year. There's a lot of things.
There's so many. It's like Metroid.
I think Zelda's like 40. Yeah, Zelda's 40.
I dropped my phone.
And she dropped her phone.
Oops.
It is so generous for Brandy doing the 25 days of Christmas. Yeah, you know what though? It's not generous, because she wouldn't let me win any of them, even though she drew my name like 3 times. She wouldn't let me win them.
I know, I did draw family, and I was like, next. Like, my mom actually won.
Did your mom actually go into it?
Yeah, she comments. She gets on my nerves. She's like, I've been waiting. This is a scam. And I'm like, listen, lady. Like, people don't realize you're my mom, so you need to chill out, because you're making people really think it's a scam. And then I have people who are angrily messaging me, you don't give any of these away. You're only doing it for all the notoriety. And I'm like, notoriety? I get like 2 subscribers from this. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And some of the videos don't even get as many views. But it's not about that. It's about lightening the load for some families. Like, there were some people who won who, like, they literally told me that they were so glad that they won, because their son, their grandson, their nephew, they weren't getting that much for the holidays because things were tight, and they were so thankful. And like, that's what it's about. Like, if I could give things away every day, I would.
No, like, and I'm kidding. Before anybody starts shooting her, like, I told her, even if my name was to come up, I said, don't give it to somebody else. Because we do. That's honestly, you want to give it to somebody, and that's what I try to do, even with items that I get for review. I get the content out of it, like Landon. You heard it in the video. My daughter's boyfriend. His mom's a single mom. She's doing the best that she can. What kind of chair? He's like, I use the kitchen wooden chair.
Yeah, he did. He said that.
Could you imagine gaming on a wooden kitchen chair for like he plays like Valorant and all these games that take like hours, like Dungeon Crawlers, like 16 hours. Like, he'll sit there, and I'm like, so for him to be able to get that gaming chair, and I'm like, well, I hate unboxing, so you're gonna come and do the unboxing, and then we're gonna review it and have some fun with it. And so we did. So the company will be happy because the video is way done before they wanted it done. And 2, he's happy because now he has a gaming chair. It was like Christmas all over for him again. So, a lot of fun. So hopefully more and more companies will reach out, and we'll be able to give some stuff away to you guys who are still hanging around and watching us. So,
yeah, and at conventions and stuff, we gave away those Retro Fighters controllers.
Right, yeah.
We give away other things. I mean, that's why you guys gotta follow us. Like, follow both of our pages, because you really never know. Like, there's companies that want to help, and you just we give that stuff away. We give it back. It's not like we're hoarding everything. Like,
no, gosh, I couldn't fit
as I
everything.
literally am in a room
Well,
where I feel like I'm hoarding.
Well, we can't
But,
help you, but
it's like sometimes people come over and like kids and family and stuff. Sometimes things just disappear, and I'm okay if they take an Animal Crossing plush or something that I got
Yep.
at a thrift store, or like if someone was like, I absolutely really want that SpongeBob. I mean, like, I don't care. I just got this at a thrift store. Like, it is what it is. Like,
hey, listen, I go out to Five Below and I fill up my claw machine that's down here. I have an actual claw machine down here from Arcade One Up. I bought one of those. I have real good prizes in there. I've got like a Pac-Man, like where he has the legs and the arms. I've got like the Squishmallows. Like I got good stuff in there, and people love to come in here and try to win it. And I just, my only rule is one prize per person. Otherwise, they're just going to clean me out over there. But
yeah.
When's the next intervention podcast?
I knew that was coming.
We might have to wait a little bit. We're just getting into the year now. Brandy says,
give it some time till I like really spiral, and
Yeah.
then we'll go ahead and
But stay tuned to social media because you'll know we'll put out the podcast artwork to see if we're moving the show next week only to Thursday night. I believe it's going to be Thursday night next week. It'll be a 1 week only, so we hope you all can make it next week.
Mhm.
Daryl won one of the controllers that we gave away at the convention.
Nice.
Yeah. And remember, I did that trade-up challenge that I did a video on where I got those
Labubu's,
and the guy was really cool about it, and he said
he gave 2.
He gave me 2, and that was worth over $100 from like a $2 game I started with. But they were all about giving it to the kids, and 2 kids won it that wouldn't have been able to buy them. So that was really cool. It was cool to see their face light up when they got that. So it was a lot of fun, like with doing stuff like that. Next week is Thursday, yes, at 8 p.m. That's same time. Make sure Chasen writes it down because he might be late.
Everyone is so everyone has so much faith in me, okay?
Don't ask what a Labubu is. Just go Google it because I didn't even know what one was until that day. They were trying to. I couldn't even say it for half the episode.
It's some weird like monster looking thing, and
with a goofy looking face,
keychain, and like all the kids collect the stuff, and something like
whatever
that.
it is. The kids love it. Honest to God, if I couldn't find somebody to give it away to, I probably would have walked up to a random kid and said, "Here, take it." I wouldn't have even taken it home because it's like,
yeah, pretty much.
Like I have zero interest in it. My kids are over that phase. So yeah. Somebody said I found an OG Xbox at a Goodwill that was refurbished, perfect condition for $20, and I left it for somebody else. Probably chances are you probably left it for a reseller. That's the sad part.
Yeah, unfortunately, you probably didn't.
You'd be better off buying it and then giving it away to somebody.
That's terrible.
Because I'm sorry, but that's maybe we should talk about that next week. Let's talk about resellers since we're on this.
Yeah, let's go. It gets us all ramped up. You can tell my face is like all red from talking.
Let's get ramped up for the new year here. Let's put because listen, the resellers are the reason that these games are getting out of control in pricing. They're taking the fun out of video games right now for collecting because they're making these games prices go through. Like I'm telling you, go watch RNG Gamer's video and you'll get all fired up and watch it.
There's different types of resellers.
Oh
They're
my
not
gosh,
all bad. We're going to get into this, okay? Because I got some thoughts to say, okay?
Yeah, because he talks about how they gouge the prices based off of eBay sold, which is an average of. Like you might have a game that was sold for $12 yesterday, but it was sold for $30 today. So then they average it, and that's what the game's worth. That's baloney.
Look, we're gonna get canceled in this new year. Let's go for it. Let's see.
Go big or go home. What do you guys say? Well, let's talk about resellers next. Hey, that'd be a good. Yeah. That's a good tagline. Let's talk about resellers. Let's. You put that as the title.
A job.
Bring some of your reseller stories next week. That's what we're gonna talk about some resellers here and like. Yeah, if we're gonna get canceled, that's the episode we're gonna get canceled. He did make a great video on it. Like I said, he don't need me to shout him out. I never met the guy in person. I've seen him around at the conventions that I was at, but I never personally met him. Seems like a great guy. But I saw the video show up in my feed, and I had to watch it today. And I said to Brandy, "Did you see this?" I was like, "This is gold, man!" Like, so yeah.
Yeah, we'll do something like that. I think that'll be a fun one.
I got Brandy amped up, so we're ready to go with this one. So guys, really appreciate you guys being here and dealing with our New Year's banter. Hope you guys had a great holiday season. We're glad to be back in the swing of things. And we will see you next week. Or will we? We might be canceled by then. She might fire me by then.
Yeah, I'll probably fire you first.
Might fire me. I don't know. Any last words? I'll give you the last words, and then we'll roll out.
Just can't wait till next week now. Can't wait. Things are gonna get crazy. Let's go.
Oh, that was a good show. That was a long show. What are you doing here? The show's over. What are you doing? Go away. What are you doing? Do you see this? Look.
What are you doing in there?
Why are you here? The show is over. Go home.
Go away.
Get lost.
Oh my gosh. Just in our house?
Yeah, go away.
Wonder how much more I can actually fit into this shower here. I feel like I have plenty of room to go ahead and put more stuff. Wait, why are you guys here? You guys aren't supposed to see this. I'm not doing anything in here. This isn't storage. You guys need to get out of here. Go home. Go, get out of here. Stop watching. You don't need to see anything in here.